of how you made your first money, how things went from there, and how you scaled it up from there.
Yeah. So how I started learning copywriting, the first thing I did was basically like, it started with what even is copywriting. So I'm in Google, what is this thing? And that's where I find freelance writing, leads me to copywriting, start seeing a couple videos, guys explaining, no, you could write ads, write emails, write sales pages, write all this stuff. So yeah, I quickly from there basically just, I saw a video of like, if you want to learn copywriting, get all the books and learn from the OGs. So what I do, I bought all the books. Like I just didn't want to waste time. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit around and think like, ooh, should I do? I'm like, okay, this guy on YouTube says he's made lots of money with copywriting, seems pretty trustworthy. He says to buy these books and start reading them. All right, I'm gonna do this. And like
Mm.
basically from day one, I basically treated it like I'm in university. Like the way, and you can relate because you're in university. When you're like, it's just something you do, and you're in school, and you're just committed and disciplined to learning the thing and doing the thing and studying the thing. And so that's how I treated it from day one. I didn't treat it like it was a side hustle that like, ooh, maybe I want to make $1,000 a month from copy and like just like some extra cash. This was like, dude, this is going to become my career and my life. So I'm going to treat it like it's a business from day one. And I committed myself to learning as if I was in university. So I would wake up and I would be, writing every single morning in a Google Doc. Wake up before my wife wakes up, grab some coffee, slam it, and just write. I would just practice my writing, and like I already knew quickly like the only way I'm gonna win with this thing and win quickly is if I just do more than the next guy. Basically, like if I write more, I'm gonna win. If I study copywriting more, study the greats, I'm gonna win. If I take the courses, like probably some of them are gonna suck, some of them did suck. Probably some of them are gonna be great, and some of them were great,
Mm.
and they're gonna teach me actual tangible digital stuff. So I had a
Yep.
combination of reading the OG books from the top dogs of times past, like Gary Halbert and David Ogilvy and Claude Hopkins, reading those books, learning from them, like classic direct response, direct marketing principles, and
So
like
good. Yeah.
all that stuff that like just to build a foundation. From there, I was like, well, I got to learn how to do it today's day and age because I'm probably not going to be sending direct like mail and stuff. So like that's where courses came in, learning digital stuff, learning how to write emails, how to write blog posts, um, write sales pages, stuff like that. So how I studied was basically every day I would write, every day I would read books, every day I'd go through courses. And like
Yep.
that's how I just started. And I spent my time just doing the basics, the fundamentals, and um, probably like I was realistically spending at least 2 hours a day writing
Yep.
from day one, like at least writing 500 to probably 1,000 words per day minimum from day one. So I know there's copywriters today who like they'll write like some a couple tweets or like a very short piece of copy. I think the best thing you do is write long form copy and like write 500 to 1,000 words every single day, no matter what kind of copywriter you're going to be. Even if you're going to be a short form ad copywriter, I think
Yep.
writing just like volume, like knowing how to like craft a sales argument from start to finish and like maintain that and like
Yep.
just keep going and write, just get a higher word count in, like you're gonna get better faster. So that's what I was
Mm.
doing. I was just writing a ton, reading a ton, going through courses to learn specific digital, like modern copy every single day.
Let me ask you what you wrote about when you didn't have any clients before you had clients, because
Mhm.
I'm assuming a lot of the people listening to this, they're going to be beginners, and they don't have like a sample, like a client to write copy for.
Mhm.
What did you write about before you had clients, and how did you know, proofread and use that to get better?
Yeah. So good question. Before I had my first client, um, the thing that I was writing about was anything. And this, I know it sounds
Mm.
kind of dumb and vague and like probably not the favorite answer to hear, but like what I found out quickly was like if I'm gonna be good, I just need to get and like really focus on the fundamentals. Like if you look at like the top like athletes in the world, like these guys, they know the craziest tactics and all these things, no matter what sport you're looking at, football, basketball, whatever. But like I always like to think about like Michael Jordan and use him because he's just one of the top athletes of all time. And like this guy was so good at what he did, not because he focused on all these random tactics or whatever. It's because he just shot and took a shot and took a shot and took a shot and like did the basics, and he just did them more than the next guy. And he just practiced harder. Kobe Bryant, same thing. They just did the fundamentals over and over again. Um, so I knew that early on, that just writing from day one, no matter what, is crucial. What did I write about? From day one, when I didn't know what to write about, I just wrote what I like to call power writing sessions, power writing or free writing. So open up a Google Doc and just write whatever comes to my head. So like I like to think of this almost like my like morning diary or journal, which is something I've never done before this. Like, and I'll just say this as a side note, I'm not a lifelong writer. I was never the guy ever to like after school or after university or whatever be like, oh, I'm just gonna go write in my diary or journal today, or like, oh, I'm gonna go write poetry or like go do creative writing. I know some people are into that and they just love it. That was never me. I hated writing. Like I legitimately despised it, which is why I avoided it on my online business list for years because I thought it was gonna be the worst thing ever. Well, I quickly realized I was wrong about it. I just learned the wrong type of writing. Academic, dull, boring writing that doesn't, it's not fun to write or read for most people, unless you're in academics and stuff. So back to what I was writing, I basically was learning the skill of writing all over again and like reversing all the stuff I learned from high school. So I just, you know, I just wrote. I didn't have any like set framework from day one. I just wrote. And the thing that I found that I was writing the most was just my goals and my why. And so I almost was killing two birds with one stone with my
Yeah.
daily morning writing by like reinforcing why I was writing. So like it sounds kind of weird and meta, but like I was just like, okay, it's January 1st, 2019 right now. I'm writing on this page like a crazy person and writing these words out loud, like saying this stuff. And like, what am I going to write about today? I don't know. Maybe I should write about the fact that we're going to be hopping on a flight to Australia in 6 months. Okay, how's that going to happen? Okay, well, I'm going to start doing writing and copywriting, and like I'm going to make $5,000 a month, and it's going to happen. And we're finally going to quit our jobs, and like, here's why we're doing it, because we've been wanting to travel. Like, this is the way I would write. Is I would basically just taking the thoughts in my head that are just like mainly been like suppressed and drowned beneath like, the sorrows of a 9 to 5 for years, and just like unleashing them basically. And I would recommend like this practice for anybody, even if you're not a writer or a copywriter or anything. Like just writing daily, like the way it like just realigns you to what you want in life and your goals, and like forces the daily habits you have and the daily actions you have to like come into alignment with those things, like what you really want, rather than what like society or university or your parents or boss or whatever or is telling you to do. It's really helpful just to bring that to the surface. So I would just write primarily my why and my goals, like from like day one, at least for the first couple of weeks. That's what I would do. I didn't have any topic or agenda from the start. I just wrote. And if I didn't have literally like I don't know what to write about, I would literally write the words. I don't know what to write about right now. But I forced myself to just keep writing, putting words on paper or on a Google Doc, no matter what. And like it sounds kind of weird, but like I found that by doing that, and like it almost was like sometimes I had to work, like chisel away at like the thing that was inside of me by just like I used to think of it almost like a warm up. So like power writing sessions and doing this stuff to like warming up before you actually like get in the game. And like I feel like sometimes you don't have the words right away, and you just need to start writing something to like let that creativity just like fly out of you. Like sometimes it's just like you're inspired and you just can just write and you already know what you're going to write about. Sometimes I think you need to actually just start writing anything, even for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes, and like you'll find that things will just start like clicking, and like eventually it's like I think I heard this analogy before. It's like when you turn on a tap, if you're depending on what part of the world you're in, you turn on a tap and like muddy water comes out and it's like kind of dirty and gross. And like you turn your faucet on and like water starts flowing, it's nasty and whatever. But like as you just keep the thing turned on, eventually like it starts to become more clear and like flows better and all these things till it's just like free flowing clear water. That's kind of the way I think about power writing sessions. Is like it starts to open up your writing ability and develops your core writing muscle. Whether you're a copywriter or a content writer or a creative like fiction writer or whatever. Um, so yeah, the thing I was writing, diary, journal style writing every single morning to start. That's how I started as a copywriter.